And we're back. If you're on YouTube, we're in part 2 of the Blue Mountains versus Murder City bout, and it's been an interesting couple of minutes. There've been the Blue Mountains team started to claw back a few points, and then there was a power jam to Murder City. So the lead is blown out again.
33 points the difference at the moment.
That's right, honest Dave.
And we're heading into the dying seconds of this first half. Jackson Polax busts through the pack for 5 Grand Slam points in the hope of heading into half-time on a bit of a high note. She's coming back around again. Snooty Fox is now joining the defensive wall. That's a desperate situation, but it's worked. Shut down.
It's absolutely pushed Graveyard Drift into the jar and seems to have hurt her in the process.
No, I don't think Graveyard Shift's too impressed about that. Oh, look at that.
Snooty Fox through.
So that's her initial pass.
And that's the end of the jam. 4 points for the Blue Mountains. That takes care of the first half here. So at the moment, Murder City are 68 points and Blue Mountains are 44. Your impressions of the first half, honest Dave?
Yeah, well, it's still anyone's game. The Blue Mountains may be lacking a bit of consistency, but they've certainly showed some star qualities out there on the track. They can do it, as they can rack up points when they put their minds to it. It's just a matter of making sure they do it jam after jam after jam for the next 20 minutes.
And I guess that's where it's really going to count. At the moment, it's not even, but certainly it's close enough for Blue Mountains to catch up and overtake Murder City if they can pull it together. For Murder City, consistency is the key. They've got to keep blocking out. They've got to keep making up space for their jammers to go through and score the points and just maintain the lead. It's going to be an interesting second half, so enjoy your break. We'll be back in about 8 minutes or so. Go grab a cup of tea, and we'll see you back shortly. And we're back for the second half. The two teams are doing their safety check. And Bulldog here is just zooming in on the penalty board so you can get an idea of who's in trouble, who's got a clean slate. I can't see it at all. I just got a little itty-bitty tiny screen. If you just get close to your computer screen, Bulldog is actually motioning for the ref, standing in front of the right-hand board just to move his back side. And yes, thank you very much. Honest Dave is out there also consulting with the refs. You got a shot of his beautiful tie. It's a lovely tie, actually, that Honest Dave has here. What are we wearing today, Dave? It's a aqua blues. It's a beautiful grey with a pink and gold check. It's a lovely tie.
The finest polyester.
Nothing but the best for you, mate.
Well, we're about to get this second half underway. I was trying to get the attention of the head ref, but he was ignoring me, so we're just back into it. Jackson Polax jamming for Blue Mountains and Snooty Fox for Murder City. No doubt you've already announced that, have you, Pence?
Not at all. So Snooty Fox has worked her way around the outside, gone the long way, but is in lead jammer position.
But Jackson Polax only about a quarter of the track behind, so let's see if Murder City can get those 4 points off or if Blue Mountains are going to force them to call off the jam. Blue Mountains control the front of the pack. Snooty Fox takes the outside. Shut down on the outside by Victoria Hitter. And 0 points to Blue Mountains, 2 points to Murder City. Nice work there.
So Murder City just getting off to an early nice start. Keeping the jam roll, just turning it over, getting fresh players out there. Everyone gets to have a turn. It's very democratic at Murder City.
I was just over by the Murder City bench there, and they're looking incredibly relaxed over there, to be honest. They're just chatting to each other, comparing mouth guards, not even any sweat on their brow.
And we have one of the blockers is Sia Hurlo. You see on the left there, number 78. I think this is her first jam for the match as well. So they just managed to keep a couple of fresh faces in store.
So Rapunzel is our lead jammer, and she's booting around the track. Sam Jam Witch is still trying to complete her initial pass, and Rapunzel hits that defensive wall graveyard.
Oh.
Tries to shove her neighbouring jammer blocker in. Oh, nice defence.
And Sam Jam Witch is not very happy. She's been called for cutting. Does the universal gesture of what did I do? And Blue Mountains pick up a handy 4 points.
And they'll be starting this next jam unopposed, so that's good news for Blue Mountains. They have 22 points to recover, and Jackson Polax has marched out onto the jammer line.
Smart move by Blue Mountains. Jackson's one of the premier jammers from what we've seen so far.
Okay, we've got another official timeout. I'll go out and find out what's going on again.
Yeah, it looks like a review is underway. So Ham Malicious for the Motor City has called an official review. And Honest Dave is just going to make his way out. You'll be able to see him maybe in the screen. There he is. Okay, so he's got the winning suit on. The other players are just having a quick chat at the moment. While we've got that opportunity, I'd like to do a quick shout out to Radar Wheels. They have kindly donated one of the raffle prizes for the after party here at the Wayville Showgrounds, as well as Faster Skates. So looks like some of the roller girls will have a chance to clean up at the raffle and take some nice prizes home. Thank you very much to them. Also, we also have a chance to mention the Little Adelaide Rollers. They've also sponsored the Great Southern Slam. Little Adelaide Rollers, underage with Derby Rage is their motto, and they are the under-18 league here in Adelaide, South Australia. Like I said before, if you're very keen to give it a Derby a try and you're still in school, don't worry about it. Please get in touch with one of your local leagues, and they should be able to point you in the direction, hopefully, of an underage league that is in your area. It's a great chance to develop your skills, become part of the roller derby community, and make some new friends as well. It's a great chance there for you. Also like to just do a quick shout out to Rod Train. Rod Train have supplied a huge semi-trailer truck with a big screen on it that sits in the main sort of shopping area we have here, the community for the Great Southern Slam, and they are feeding the stream from here through, but also doing live updates of scores from the other tracks as well. Tomorrow we have the semi-finals for Division 1 and Division 2, as well as the finals. So please tune in on YouTube for that. I think every single one of those games is going to be put through on YouTube. So that's going to be fantastic for you guys. Tomorrow, Division 1 semis have already been worked out. Victoria Roller Derby are going to take on the Might of Sydney, which promises to be a big clash, as well as the other semi-final, which is going to be Canberra taking on Sun State. Once again, another big clash. Those 4 teams certainly were the premier teams to watch, and it should be an awesome bunch of semi-finals there. Coming up later tonight, we have the quarterfinals for Division 2. Track 1 and 2 will, of course, be streaming those events live for you. Coming up next on Track 2, we have the South Island Sirens taking on Cairns Derby Dolls. That's the next match here on Track 2 on YouTube. And later, Blue Mountains will be taking on Varsity at 3:30 p.m. South Australian time. So it all depends on the result of this. If Blue Mountains have the have the vitamins, as Honest Dave says, to come back across the 22-point differential at this point and manage to beat Murder City, it'll all come down to that match against Varsity. If Murder City win, of course, it means that they have a right to go through automatically to the quarterfinals. This match, Blue Mountains versus Varsity, will of course have repercussions because the team with the greatest point differential has an opportunity to take the 8th quarterfinal spot. So it's going to be a great opportunity for them. Honest Dave, what happened over there?
So Murder City were disputing a track cut called on their jammer. The refs conferred, and when they came back, they decided that the track cut had been awarded incorrectly, and the Murder City jammer has been returned from the sin bin. And our Murder City alternate is incredibly happy by that result.
That's great news for Murder City fans.
Yeah, it sure is. Jackson Polax, though, didn't let it stop her. She's the first one through the pack, and she is our lead jammer. Pack slowing to a crawl as it heads into the front stretch now, and Jackson Polax is closing in. Mustache is out from her. Oh, that was a beautiful hit there.
What a massive block there.
I need to try and find out who that was as she comes around. That was Nikki Napalm. Beautiful hit there. Yep,
and Nikki Napalm has just been sent off as a result of that. But Nikki Napalm is certainly one of the big hitters for Murder City, as has been evidenced. Mustache has come through.
Yeah, and she
got five points there from the ref there, as well as Blue Mountains have got 5 points as well. So even Stevens there.
Hang on, whistles blowing all over the shop. No, we're under control. Sam Jam Whips stepping up to the crease for Murder City. Rapunzel, number 13, in those very stylish velvet pants. I've never seen those before. I've seen a lot of derby. I've never seen velvet derby pants before. Looking good, looking real good.
It must be matching the beautiful burgundy velvet jacket one of our co-commentators was wearing yesterday.
That's right, maladjusted, looking very dashing yesterday. He's back in his polyester pink suit that we all know so well today. Ram Jam Witch, first one through the pack, and she's our lead jammer.
Genocide laying on some big blocks there on Rapunzel.
Rapunzel recovers well, and she's through. But Sam Jam Witch approaching the back of the pack now for a first scoring pass. Takes to the outside.
As Nikki Napalm comes out of the penalty box as well.
Nice defence there by Candy Cane, but Sam Jam is through.
And she's also backing herself and the power of her blockers, and very well done, because Rapunzel has just been called for the penalty for a push to the back by the looks of that, and she's off to sit out 30 seconds in the penalty area, giving Sam Jamwich the opportunity to get some more points in a power jam.
So she's having to do a bit of hard work there at the front of the pack. Hellfire Heidi doing a great job of holding her at bay, as is Ninja Rogers. But there's another 5 points for Murder City.
And looks like number 99, which is Ninja Rogers, got a little too rambunctious with Sam Jam, which has been sent to the penalty box.
But there we go, our Murder City jammer busts through the pack again for another 5-point grand slam. She calls it off. Beautiful work. Sam Jam Witch just made the correct decision early on not to call off the jam and benefited greatly for that decision, putting a massive amount of points up there on the board.
Absolutely.
And Murder City really are starting to take this game away. We've got 14 minutes, 50 seconds left and about 46 points in it. Rapid Dash stepping up to the crease for Blue Mountains, and Snooty Fox back out there for Murder City. Murder City in the purple, Blue Mountains in the blue. This is day 2 of the Great Southern Slam 2014 here at the Adelaide Showgrounds. At the bottom of the world. Beautiful work there by our Blue Mountains jammer, Rapid Dash. She takes the outside. It's quite a gap, and she claimed it. Snooty Fox hot on her heel stop. Now you can see Rapid Dash slowing down and starting to fence with the opposing jammer, but she's snuck around on the outside, but it's not over yet. They're both watching each other, sparring, and beautiful work there by Snooty Fox, keeping Rapid Dash out of the pack and keeping it to a 0-point jam. That's the best you can. That's the best you can hope for if you don't get lead jammer.
I think Rapid Dash was trying to work out. She had the skills to give Snooty Fox a bit of a run for money, but Snooty Fox was having none of it. She very deftly worked her way around to the outside and got through to the front, giving Rapid Dash absolutely no opportunity and no option but to call it off.
Full credit, though, to Rapid Dash. She knew she had control of the jam, and so she has a crack at it, and if she fails, she's got nothing to lose anyway.
That's right.
So our Blue Mountains jammer, Jackson Polak's the first one through the pack, and she's lead jammer. She comes around the track at some serious pace. The pack moving at a moderate pace into the front stretch, but it's certainly starting to slow down.
Sam Jam Witch has just been called for cutting, so she's off.
Crusher Ramon just throws Nikki Napalm into the oncoming jammer. But there we go, 4 points for the Blue Mountains. And Jackson Polak's hasn't even broken a sweat yet. Pack crawling along the back stretch. And here comes Jackson Polak's now. Nice offensive play.
That's why we love this. That's why we love this game. Mustache just absolutely giving the big old shoulder block.
There was a nice bit of a play by Blood Red Penny too. A nice big hit dished out in the pack.
And the ref's just coming over here just to confirm with the score bench and no pass, no penalty for the Blue Mountains. So everything is as it is, which is 89 points to MCRG, 64 points to the BMRD. They are starting to edge their way back into this.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Rapunzel now in command of a power jam, although not for long, as Sam Jam Witch is back out on the track. But that's right, the Murder City are looking very calm over on their bench, but they shouldn't rest too easy. Nice shoulder hit there by Rapunzel, and she claims lead jammer.
Nikki Napalm doing the floor cleaning there.
So she's coming around at some serious pace. Sam Jam Witch completes her initial pass with no points yet for Murder City, as Rapunzel now in the guts of that pack, ready to start scoring some points. Takes the inside around Brickety Snack and claims 4 points and calls off the jam. And the Blue Mountains inching closer and closer to the Murder City score.
Murder City are going to have to be careful over the next couple of minutes because, like we always say, it's anybody's game, and Blue Mountains have got a chance to really do some damage and make some big inroads.
Especially with Jackson Polak's. She's out there every second jam, and she's doing a sterling job at the moment. But as happened in the first half, they have to keep it up every jam. They can't let their guard down. Snooty Fox jamming from Murder City. Jackson Polak's has the jump on her now, but she's trying to find an opening. The moment there is none. Pack heading into the back stretch. Around the outside, Snooty Fox. Big hit there by number 14 for the Blue Mountains Candy Cane. But Snooty recovers very nicely and claims lead jammer. Jackson Polak's free of the pack now. Let's see what Snooty can do with this lead jammer status. She's approaching the back of the pack. It's heading into turn 4. She's on the inside now. Swoops to the outside, back and forwards, trying to shake things up. Blockers coming in, opening up some gaps. Snooty capitalises, gets her 4 points, calls off the jam.
I think, looks like we've got Jackson also got 3 points there. So pretty much an even-handed jam there. Yep. Certainly it's been fun with watching the Murder City crowd. They've been egging on their supporters as well as the Blue Mountains. They've got a few supporters here in the crowd as well. Great to see people coming across to cheer on their team and help them to do as well as they can.
Yeah, there's a good couple of hundred people in the crowd watching this game, and although obviously Murder City are a local team, but they've got a lot of supporters, but Blue Mountains certainly bring a lot of supporters with them as well. Jamming for Blue Mountains, we have Roxa Tosin, and she's held against the inside line at the moment. She busts out, and lead jammer goes to the Blue Mountains.
Oh, mustache, absolutely cleaning up the Blue Mountains blocker there.
Ninja Rogers.
Not so stealthy there, the old ninja.
But hang on, she's coming with some serious pace. Roxy Tosin, nose and mustache is right on her tail. Calls off the jam frantically. Let's see what the refs award. 2 points to the Blue Mountains and 0 to Murder City.
Yeah.
Nice work there by Blue Mountains. Really hustled there. She knew she had to panic and just slam into that pack and call it straight off.
Very emphatic calling off there with the hands to the hips there. Snooty Fox is back out with Rapunzel, so two of our regular jammers back out on the track. And off they go.
Rapunzel takes the outside, but Messiah holds that line. Sweeps across to the inside, and Rapunzel's got nowhere to turn. She picks up the pace, but Messiah is all over her, spinning around back and forwards. Shoulder hits booty blocks. Rapunzel shuts down Crusher Ramon and claims lead jammer.
Snooty Fox, meanwhile, is at the back of the pack. She's found it quite hard to get past the blockers for Blue Mountains and is still at the back as Rapunzel comes around to try and get through to the front.
So Snooty's through for her initial pass, but no points yet for Murder City.
Miss Sire picks up a penalty and is off to the box there.
Candy Kane weighing in to try and open up some gaps, but Rapunzel not able to take advantage of them and decides to call off the jam instead after putting 2 more points up there. But Blue Mountains are certainly, these last 4 or 5 jams, they're
starting to make some inroads here.
Not starting to. They've claimed 20 points back over the last 5 minutes or so.
And Murder City, as a result, is sticking in Roxy Rampage in the jammer. I think this is her first jam.
It sure is.
So trying to change things up, trying to work out a way to get some chinks into the armour of Blue Mountains.
And Jackson Polak's back out there in the blue for Blue Mountains. Jackson Polak spies an opening on the outside, but Graveyard shuts her down.
The Blue Mountains team setting up a bit of a train there, making it very hard for Roxy Rampage to get into this at all. And cutting is the call. So Blue Mountains jammer Jackson Polak's off to sit out 30 seconds, but it's still not going to be very easy for Roxy to take advantage of this. She's still trying to get through the wall of Blue Mountains blockers.
Victoria Hitter just offered up a very nice hit on the outside. But Roxy Rampage really had to work for that, but she's completed her initial pass. Now she's coming around. The pack is at a standstill. She's looking for points. Slams into that defensive ball. Trips over the fallen jammer. But no, that's a back block for Murder City. Roxy Rampage on the way to the sin bin, so we're going to see Jackson Polak.
She got called for the back block there and tried to call off the jam, trying to fox the referee into calling it off. The referee was having none of that, thank you very much. Roxy Rampage has to sit out.
But look at that skillful work there by Murder City, pulling the pack backwards, so Jackson Polak is forced to yield much further. She spies an opening on the inside, but who was that shut her down there?
That was Daisy Wallbanger. So
indeed.
Daisy, one of the big blockers for Murder City.
Okay, hang on. Looks like a out of bounds call there by the ref. And our Blue Mountains jammer Jackson Polak's back to the sin bin again.
Now you may have noticed that Roxy Rampage was back out on the track. She had served the time because she had to serve the same amount of time as the Blue Mountains jammer there. So she was able to be on the track and set free before Jackson Polak took her seat in the penalty area.
So Roxy Rampage, she pirouettes her way around the last defensive blocker.
And it's the end of the jam, and Murder City very quick to it was Blue Mountains very quick to take the timeout, to take the full opportunity of that.
So we've got a 28-point difference at the moment, a little under 5.5 minutes left in this game. So, of course, this is a critical time now for the Blue Mountains. If they can't act now, that points difference is going to become out of reach. So a wise time now to call a timeout, shake up their strategy and see what they can come up with. Because 28 points is certainly not insurmountable, but they only have a small amount of time to do it. They have to act now.
That's it.
Both teams look deep in discussion.
They know how tight this is. You can feel the tension in the air, actually. There's a bit of a hubbub going around the track. Like Honest Dave was telling us before, there's a couple of hundred people watching this one, and people are aware that this is a great opportunity, not only for Motor City, but for Blue Mountains to try and scrap a win out of this to take on Varsity later on.
That's right. If Motor City win this match, they'll be moving forward to the quarterfinals. If Blue Mountains win, they then need to win their future game against Varsity for them to move through.
The Motor City crowd really egging on their team at this point, trying to lift them up.
Crusher Ramon, I believe this is her first jam of the afternoon.
Interesting call again, because it's a power jam situation. She only has 2 to get past and does so fairly easily.
Blood Red Penny now alone on her. Roxy Tosin back on the track, as is Jackson Polax. But in that time, Crusher Ramon has completed a circuit of the track, and now she's starting to score points. Jackson Polax completes her initial pass. Roxy Tosin, the last defender. Crusher Ramon gets her 4 points and calls off the jam. That's all they need to do. They don't need to pull out miracles. They just need to keep points away from Blue Mountains at the moment.
And eat up that clock as well, Honest Dave.
That's right. And there's another 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds closer to a Motor City victory. Candy Kane stepping up to the crease for Blue Mountains in the blue. Snooty Fox, number 911 for Motor City in the purple.
The big players are stepping up now, and now really is the crunch time.
Both packs, the pack press hard up against the jammer line. The whistle's off. Snooty Fox starts shoving.
Mustache coming back in there and working her way around to the outside. And Snooty Fox, as a result of that nice blocking move from Mustache.
Oh, big vengeance block there by Rapid Dash. Graveyard Drift offered up a nice hit, but Rapid Dash she wasn't watching. She was looking gloatfully at her fallen opponent, just gets smashed out of bounds.
And as a result, Rapid Dash is now off to the penalty area. Does that universal gesture we love so well.
What the hell did I do?
I didn't do that, referee. Snooty Fox picks up 5 points.
Oh, hang on. Our Blue Mountains jammer looking a bit sore. Got back gingerly to her feet. And here she comes again. Snooty Fox round the outside, but shut down by Victoria. Hit her again.
Oh, nearly makes it over. Nearly. And, oh gosh. 42, Skatrid just almost making her way to the floor as well.
Look at that, digging in the toe stops there. Candy Kane just pushing against Messiah.
And Candy Kane took a big hit to the floor there. Took a little while to get up a bit gingerly there.
Yeah, I think she got a bit knocked around in her when last she was knocked down. She's looking very sore, and the points are proving that as well. She's not. Graveyard Drift. See, Candy Kane's just really struggling.
Messiah and Graveyard Drift just together on the block. They stared down Candy Kane as well. There's a bit of passion. There's a bit of feeling here.
I think she needs to pass that star over. She's just not recovering quickly, and she's. And as opposed to Snooty Fox, who's just gunning around the pack, just dishing out hit and block against dances around Skatrid. And again, Candy Kane slow to her feet, and the 4 whistles is blown.
Graveyard Drift just hitting Candy Kane just a little too hard there. She signals her team as she walks past. She's into the penalty area. But I think she wasn't upset by that. She understood very clearly this is her role. She's an enforcer.
This is now a 51-point lead. Murder City are holding with only 2 minutes left in the game. Murder City, no doubt, are feeling quite confident right now. Roxy Rampage, Jackson Polax. Oh, brickety smack. Just shuts Jackson Polax down. Didn't budge an inch.
And that gave Roxy Rampage the chance to dodge and weave through the middle of the pack. She nearly flipped herself over there, adjusts her skirt on the way through, and is ready to try and rack up some points.
She's looking for a line on the inside, a little skip. Asylum, Sam, Rapunzel, our two Blue Mountains defenders there. But she's
as Mustache lays one down on the jam on Poleaxe as well. So looks like Murder City have managed to do enough at this point. They're holding their own. There's the clock winds down, close to a minute left.
Yeah, they're certainly baring their teeth late in the game. These hits are getting massive. That's a good thing about 20-minute halves. It's not so much about endurance, just as much about lashing out with big hits. Of course, points differential is important in this tournament, as
Absolutely.
it's a tiebreaker, but as well as the 8th team progresses to the quarterfinals based on points differential alone. So if you know you're not going to win, you still got to keep on trucking to try and keep your points differential high.
So certainly for Blue Mountains, the opportunity needs to be there to try and scrap together a few points.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's clean up in aisle 5. It's like 4 girls on the track at that point.
So Jackson Poleaxe has completed a pass, and she's her jammer ref is holding 4 points up into the air. Roxy Rampage now really slowed down there by Blood Red Penny.
And this is what Blue Mountains need to do. If they're not going to win, they have to get the differential.
Yeah.
And it may be enough time for another jam. So always we say the jam clock supersedes the play clock in this situation.
Blue Mountains are calling a timeout, so we will have time after a 1 minute timeout for one final jam.
So this is really the opportunity, because Varsity didn't lose by that much to Murder City. Blue Mountains really need to erase the differential, and whoever is going to win out of this upcoming final bout between Varsity and Blue Mountains, they're the ones who can have an opportunity. But it's going to have to be a big win. There have been some big blowouts already in Div 2, so it's going to come down really just to who's got the vitamins, as you say, who's going to be able to pull out and get a big win.
That's it, because 8 teams progress from the preliminary rounds to the quarterfinals. There are 7 pools. The winner of each pool progresses. That's 7 teams. And the 8th team that progresses is based on who comes through with the largest points differential.
So just reminding everybody, here next we have the South Island Sirens versus the Cairns Derby Dolls. And then that big matchup, Blue Mountains versus Varsity at 3:30 p.m. South Australian time.
Victoria Hitter, number 375 mils. Jamming for Blue Mountains, and Snooty Fox, number 911, jamming for Murder City. This is the last jam of the match. The whistle's blown, and Snooty Fox, within the first 4 seconds.
Messiah with the huge jam.
Just busts through the pack and calls the jam off immediately. That's the way it's done. It's not much fun to watch, but that's how it's done. You bust through, the period clock had wound down to 0, you call off the jam, the game's over.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for tuning in. We've really enjoyed this, even though the score has been a bit of blowout in the end. It's been, it's been
56 points.
56 points in the end. So even though it's ended up being a bit of a blowout in terms of the scoreboard, no let up on the track at all, honest Dave. It's been pounding, grinding, dirty roller derby. I guess it's the way you enjoy it. I know it's the way I do.
Pretty much. The sound of bone crunching, bodies slamming into concrete. That's what I pay my $10 for.
The slap of flesh on concrete. It's hard to watch sometimes, but it is awesome derby. The photographers are milling around here as well, just getting snaps of the winning team from Murder City. Very happy girls here. And certainly Blue Mountains take nothing away from them. They have fought every single inch of the way, trying to get back into this.
That's right, and they're a reasonably new team. It's been a really fun game to watch. Here they come, Murder City coming out to do their victory lap. And we are going to now see Murder City progressing to the quarterfinals, which will be later this afternoon after all the preliminary rounds are finished.
That is the final whistle from the referee, so the score is 140 to 84. That is our official final score. Blue Mountains, this is their first TGSS, isn't it?
It is indeed. As far as I know, it is indeed.
So certainly they'll be taking a lot of lessons away from this. And coming back to the next TGSS in a couple of years, bigger, stronger, more determined to make an impact.
Yeah, that's right, Pants. Well, better leave the commentary desk for our next two announcers. The South Island Sirens will be facing up against the Cairns Derby Dolls. So go away, make yourself a cup of tea.
They'll be back in about 20 minutes' time to take you through that one. Come back on YouTube.
I'm here with Eddie McPants on fire, and this is the Great Southern Slam.